Weekly news.
Education, politics,
Economics, culture. Weekly news, a roundup of national news of the week on Renouveau TV every Saturday.
Weekly news, the news to English speakers.
You're watching Renouveau TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome on Weekly News. Once more, welcome on Renouveau TV. Misleading information issued for the purpose of manipulating the audience as well underway in Mali for a while. This is fake news. Information, professional or not, the fake news have greatly influenced social network users in recent time in Mali. Who are the authors of fake news? What is the purpose and how to be wary? These are among other questions that our guests are going to answer this evening. And for that, I'm with two guests. The first one is Mr. Mohamed Salaha. Mr. Salaha is a journalist, but also Mandela Washington Fellowship alumni. Mr. Salaha, good evening.
Good evening. My pleasure to share this moment with my boss, Mr. Doucoure.
All right. The second guest is Mr. Abdourahmane Doucoure. Mr. Doucoure is a journalist at La Sirène. Mr. Doucoure, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. SAGARA.
Welcome.
Thank you, and I'm happy also to be here with my friend,
Okay.
my brother Salaha.
Okay, right. As I say, we're going to talk about fake news this evening. Fake news, stories or houses created to deliberately misinform or deceive readers. This is just a short definition, but you, Mr. Salaha, what do you understand by fake news?
Okay, from my point of view, fake news can be considered as propaganda, disinformation, or poisoning. They are created by people with bad intention to gain profit or to hurt or to harm a people, a structure, or society. Those fake news have always bad impacts to our populations.
Okay, Mr. Doucoure, what's fake? What do you understand by fake news?
What I understand by fake news is like a false information.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I can say. It's just a false information, an information which is not true. So it's done by some people. It can be done by journalists.
Mm-hmm.
It can also be done by other people that which are not journalists, but they just use like internet and yeah.
But why do people do that?
People do that for many reasons. I think I can say it, for instance, they can like there are some site web. Like I just wanna remind people that in Mali here, in the past we only had like I can say only 2 site web or 3 site web.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now at that moment now we see that many people have their own website, and there are some websites that are not read. People
Mm-hmm.
don't care about it. They
Mm-hmm.
don't read it. So it's maybe a way for some to be considered. Like they want people to know what they are doing. They want people to that their site web be known. That's a point. There are also the fact that there are some people who take money from other people, like to say bad thing on other people, like say lies on people. They have benefit from that. So I think that's some reason to do it.
Who are supposed to be authors of fake news?
As he said, fake news are made by people with bad intention, and the aim is to hurt someone or a group of people, and by some people does it to gain money or to have another profit. But we have to put in our mind that social media has always bad impact on our population. People who are doing those who are making, because they are not news, they are news making and assembly in all parts just for an own interest, personal interest.
Yes, own interest, personal interest. This is now what we're going to talk about. What's the real objective of these people who make fake news?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, as I said recently, I think it's to be known. Like, I'm going to give just an example.
Okay.
I think last month, I think there is a site web who wrote that one of our senior, Coco Damele, passed away. And that was not true. But he didn't check the information. He just heard it and he wrote it. So I think he just want that people say that he was the first website who gave the information.
Okay, you have the same comment on that. Why people do fake news?
Some people make fake news in order to be an influencer on social media or to gain audience, but they don't put in their mind that we cannot get audience based on false. We cannot get audience based on making fake news. When you make fake news, you can attract a big audience for a short moment because the fake news seems to be a news that everybody wants to hear. They go and check it, but there will be a deny in the short time, and when people deny it, and they know that the person who made this information is not trustable, so no one will trust this person anywhere. I want to add something also. When you see in Mali, fake news has killed our president. Fake news has killed Habib Koite. Fake news has made a cabinet of Bubu before he settled it. Fake news has burned our National Assembly. You can see fake news has a long story here in Mali, and it's a real disease we need to fight against. And what is more dangerous and what is more unprofessional, it's where those news are making by professional of information, I mean journalists. That's not acceptable.
That's not acceptable, Mr. Doucoure. Is fake news new in Mali?
I can say no. It's not news, but it's not news. It has always existed, even not in Mali only, but it always existed. But now I think it becomes more and more. Now every day we hear about fake news now. In the past, we used to hear that, okay, this newspaper or this newspaper wrote something bad or false, or they wrote something on the page that is not true. But now, more and more, we have fake news. And I said that's because most of the time, it's because people want to be known.
Okay, most of people like to be known. That's why fake news. You do get that fake news is not new in Mali?
Yeah, fake news is not new in Mali, is not new in the world. It exists in the past, but from the coming of social media, people have a new means to communicate. People have a new means to express themselves. That's why fake news become more trending now, because just by one click you can reach more than billions of people in the world. So the news are going faster. In the past, that people doesn't have means to communicate, to say what they want to say. Yeah, it's not news, but it's become more and more trending, especially in Mali.
Okay, so if I understand where fake news is really noticeable with the coming of a new media, which is new mass media, we can say. Now, really in Mali, because traditionally we got our news from trusted sources, from journalists, from media outlets that are required to follow strict code and practice. But with social media today, there is no regulation. So I think this is the main problem we face. Is there a possibility to limit fake news?
Thank you. Before that, I just want to add something about the former question, about the first question you asked me.
Okay.
You asked to me. I mean, I think there is two categories of fake news. I want to say that the first one is it's information that people give and which is false. Okay, but there are sometimes people who give an information, but which is 50% true. Okay, but anyway, it's always a lies. Like for instance, a journalist can write, okay, the Prime Minister Boubou Cissé is in Kai. People can say, okay, the Prime Minister in Kai say that he doesn't care about people from Kai's road. So that's true, he's in Kai, but what he said is not true. Okay, so about the last question.
Yes, before the last question, I saw that this is very interesting. Do you have an idea of some type of fake news?
I want to say before that people must put in mind that when you go to Facebook, you have to divulgate not fake social media or website. We have to divulgate true information, because information is based on facts. Facts are sacred and stubborn. Comments are free. When you give a true information, people can comment. That's their point of view. But the facts, anyone cannot deny the fact. Another thing is about the regulation of social media to avoid fake news. I think there is a regulation, because we have rules against defamation. When you go to social media, you promote fake news, it's a kind of defamation that we can regulate by applicating those rules. You see, so no one is beyond on the law, and there is a law, and the law must be put in application to stop this kind of fake news.
Okay, fake news can be considered sometimes as propaganda.
Yeah, sometimes it's considered as propaganda. Yeah, that's true. And also to add, in addition to what he said, I think for the regulation, I think it's a little bit difficult now in Mali, because we have a general regulation for the press, okay, and for the website, that's recently. So I think the responsible, the organization of website, they are working on that. Yes, I think only yesterday Modu Fofana was in press conference, and he talked about that. I think he talked about this issue. I think they should think about how to regulate this thing, because it's really a very big deal now. Because you cannot stand up early in the morning and say, okay, come to your laptop and then write that someone passed away or something is happening which is not true. So that's not good.
So as far as regulation is concerned, because today everybody has become journalists on the social media, chronicles, and many people give information through Facebook, and people sometimes trust them. So how to make regulation for these persons who are not officially journalists?
How to make regulation? Everybody has access. Many people have access to the internet, so it's going to be difficult. But what we can do is, like, when you give false information, you have to be called and give you like punishment. That's the only point. You are not a journalist, so for the journalist, they have to make a regulation. If you do something if you say something which is not good, that's not good, or that's not true, we have to be punished.
Is punishment the solution for those who are not journalists?
We can't prevent people to go on social media. We can't prevent people from their freedom of speech.
Sure.
But we can prevent people telling lie and try to make some kind of dysfunctionment in the public affairs. So we can prevent people telling lie by just putting in application regulation and laws that already exist about defamation. And for those people who are considered as influencers or chroniclers, so they are not also beyond the law. There is a regulation. So this regulation must just be put in application, and people must pay attention, because we don't need just to trend an information if we don't double check it. An information must be double checked. If you are an influencer, if someone is an influencer, he must know that If I get an information, I must double check it before sending it in the worldwide. He must know it. It's a part of his job. If he telling lie is not his job. His job is to telling the truth. But if he or she tells lie, it's not good.
Yes.
I want to add something. Like at the very beginning of a debate, he says something which is very, very important. It's like someone who come with the, you come with the information which is not true. Of course, you're gonna be a superstar. Like at the very beginning, you can be a superstar. People say, this guy is giving us information. He's the first one who give us information. But people have to ask themselves, what kind of information is it? So by the time they will understand that everything you are saying is not true. Okay, you give an information as a journalist. You give an information today. You say this thing happened in this place, and this organization make a kind of press release and talk about what you say is not true. So by the time people will understand that what you say is not lie. So you can be a superstar for a moment, but not for a long time.
Mr. Doucoure, there is a situation, as we notice in Mali, we have many activists. You can say everybody has become activists today, and they give information all the times on the different social media. And once they give information, everybody trusts on them. And when people remark that is false and this person once arrested, everybody go to help this person the day of judgment. And you were talking about punishment. How to regulate the situation? Because at any time an activist has a problem with justice, all the youth go and help him at the court. Is complicated.
It's very complicated, and that's a very good point, Sagara. The government, okay? I think the government should take its responsibility. That's the point. Because who are the activists? Who are they? They are Malians.
Mm-hmm.
They are Malian. Mm-hmm. And they cannot do something that is not good, and people go and support them. That should not be happen. Okay? So since the very beginning, I think I don't want to say a name, but at the very beginning, it's a government who encourage some people that you said between brackets, you said activists.
Yeah.
Okay, because I personally don't consider most of them as activists. They are just looking for their interest.
Yes.
Okay. And but unfortunately, we are in the country where people are not. People cannot analyze things. But still now, there are some people who knows the reality. They say, okay, pay attention to the activists. But now, by the time people understand that the activists, who are really the activists?
Who are really the activists? Is there a solution to limit fake news done by activists?
As I said, you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. That's not possible. For the activists or influencers, they need to know what they will say, because people are following them. Mm-hmm. If we say activist, it means that someone who is following by people. If we have activists who are following by people, they need to pay attention. They need to double check their information before sharing, because when you share, it's almost done. You cannot delay it. That's the problem. Because we have new means to screenshot, to keep the information you have shared. So when you do it once, twice, 3 times, you fool people, they will never trust you. That's the end. You put end of your trusting. So there is a solution to limit by struggling against oneself, saying that I will not divulgate fake news. It's the part of my job. It's my responsibility. It's my own reputation. So people need to protect their own reputation. But if you don't care about your reputation, if you don't care about your responsibilities, if you don't respect ethics and deontology, you cannot do that. People will just looking for celebrity by ignoring that you are becoming less and less popular, and people never trust you. I know now when some people post something or they give an information, no one will read it because they don't trust him. That's the end of his trust.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm totally agree with you. And also, I want to, strengthen this point. I think the government should take its responsibility. Okay.
Yeah.
We are in the country of war. I can say we have problem now in our country. So I'm just gonna give an example. Sagara, there is a rule here in Renouveau FM. In Renouveau, they said, okay, Sagara, you have to put off your shoes before getting in the studio. Okay? Yeah. And he said, people who let their shoes and enter have to pay 50,000. Okay?
Yeah.
50,000. Do you think that you're gonna do it?
Never.
Why? Because you say you're gonna be punished.
Yeah,
but
really.
they know that everything they do, people don't care. The government is here, it doesn't exist. So they have to take the responsibility. That can reduce also the fake news.
I want to
Go
emphasize.
on.
I just want to say that if we want to stop that, professionalism must prevail on amateurism, because there is amateurism. I just want to say, I say something. Yeah, you need to respect the codes which are here, so that you can't go over. You can't go past the truth and the ethic and deontology. Just respect codes.
Okay, Mr. Doucoure, journalist, activist, maker of fake news. What do you think about this journalist?
Journalists who make fake news?
Fake news. Many in Mali today.
They are not professional. That's all. It's the only thing I can say. They are not professional, because you don't need to be at the school of journalism to understand that before giving an information you have to check. Checking is the basis of the journalism. So journalists who wrote that, who sit down and write, okay, just an example, the mom of the singer Sidiki Jabate passed away. That's happened last year.
Yes.
So why you cannot take your phone and call like a friend of Sidiki, or Sidiki, if you don't have his phone number, try to call John someone and check. That's very easy to check. So you understand by giving this information that he doesn't want to be a professional. He just want to give an information and to be known, and or his website to be known, or his newspaper to be known.
As you say, fake news killed two of the greatest artists in Mali. Fake news burned National Assembly, and this information have been given by journalists. So who can punish these journalists, because they are journalists?
For me, it's not a problem of professionalism, because the people who are doing that are not journalists. You cannot be journalist and spending your whole career lying. This is lying.
But they have press cards.
They have press card. It's easy to get press card, I think. It's easy to get press card.
And they live of journalism.
This is the problem, because things are not serious. If you want to be serious, we must be. If we want to be serious, we can be serious. But if you don't want to be serious, we cannot be serious. I can't say that journalists can lie 1 time, 2 times, 3 times in a month. Between 30 days, you can divulgate more than 5 fake news. This is not journalism. Personally, I don't consider this as journalism.
Yes.
To that question, I can say the publisher should be like, when I say, for instance, I'm a journalist of La Sirène, and my general association is ASEP. Okay, so when La Sirène write something which is not true, or that hurts sensibilities or something like that, I should be called by ASEP, and they can try to do what's happened. Try to give me advice. Okay, you have to pay attention. Otherwise, if something happened to you, we are not going to be with you. Okay, and those people who wrote this kind of information also should be called by their journal association.
Why they don't do that?
That's the point. I don't know.
I think it's
so. That means we ask them, they call them to really respect that. So now, as according to Martina Chapman, media literacy expert, he said there are 3 elements to fake news: mistrust, misinformation, and manipulation. Manipulation. What do you understand by manipulation, fake news?
Okay, manipulation. It's not easy to be a journalist in Mali. Let's be clear on that. It's very difficult, and it's also difficult for a journalist to. It's very difficult for the journalist. We can say it because that's another debate, maybe. But maybe we're gonna talk about it later on. So they are not well paid.
Yes.
So there are it's very easy for some to be manipulated. Like when you say now manipulation is like I came to you like a politic, I say, okay, Sagara, I don't want this guy, I don't want this man is doing something wrong, and I want you to write something on him and try to say something bad on him, okay? And I'll give you a ticket I will give you some money, okay? So you are in need. You can say, you can take it and try to write something against this person without checking, without doing anything. So that's why people talk about manipulation.
That's very sorry. Yes, you the same question, manipulation journalism.
Okay, I totally agree with him. Manipulation, yeah, it's true. It's very, very deep. If you want to stop it, we have to take care of the living condition of Malian journalists. That's a really problem. We know that fake news are not done only by journalists, but this is a special case that journalists are living in a very, very bad condition in Mali. We all know about that. We have to take care of this. Maybe when they get living condition, they will respect the ethic and deontology of this job. They know it. Journalists, I say journalists know, but they don't do it because, they are not obliged to do it. But they are not obliged. They do it because they need something. So maybe if they have good condition, they may stop it.
And those who are not journalists who make fake news, what pushed them to do that?
Oh, they are looking for trending. Maybe it can be that they are looking for trending to get more known on social media, to get more known. Yeah, they are looking for something. It can be celebrity, but they don't know that by making fake news, you lose what you are looking for because people won't trust you.
Yeah, that's true. It's, as you said, it's like they are looking for the audience also. And also, don't forget that there are some of them also who are manipulated. How? Because there are some people know that their page are very, very read, and they can come to them and they give them information. And I want you to put this information in your page so that people can see it. It can be a manipulation, but he will give him money for that. I know some people like that. They give money to people who are very follow because they have many followers. So they give them money and they put information that they don't care if the information is true or false.
Fake news also misinformation. According to, as I said, Martina Chapman, misinformation. What do you think about that?
Misinformation is that information which is not based on facts. Information, when you talk about information, you talk about facts.
Fact,
and
real.
you know that facts are sacred and stubborn. And people who are promoting fake news, maybe they are getting hereby from the road or from someone, and they just go and post it. This is not information. This is a hereby. So, information is facts. When you go only fact, you will be protected. But when you promote comment, and self-feeling or self-thinking, that's not information.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Doucoure, as we're going to the end of the program, now what can be the solution to put an end to fake news in Mali?
Thank you. Mr. Sarah, it's really difficult to. Maybe we can reduce. Okay, the rate can be reduced, but it will be very difficult to fight against it, because more and more we have people who are using internet. More and more the international is getting cheap, so it's very difficult. So what people can do is like what I said: if the government should take his responsibility. The different organization also should take their responsibility. Like people, website, the general organization of the website, they have to understand that they shouldn't do something bad or they shouldn't give fake news. And the newspaper, like written newspaper, they also punish people who make fake news. That's the only way people can fight against fake news.
Your suggestion for the solution?
I think the struggle begins against someone's self. Yeah, people who are making fake news, they must struggle against themselves to stop divulging fake news. And also, secondly, there is a question of responsibility. Everybody has to take his responsibility. I mean, structure who are controlling media or influencer, chroniqueur, they may take their responsibility. So it's difficult, certainly it's very difficult because fake news is everywhere in the world, even in US, everywhere. So eradicate it will be very complicated. But I think in Mali we need to reduce it.
Okay, so as I understand, it cannot be totally eliminated, but can be reduced. I think people understood well about that, but before putting an end to this program, Mr. Doucoure, let's ask you one more question. So this week, what attracted you the most during this week?
This week is what attracted me is the problem of Kai, the problem of road between Bamako and Kai. People were very mad, and they show to the government that they are not happy because of the fact that they don't have the good roads. It's very hard, and I also share their problems because it's difficult. You cannot make the road Bamako Kai and stay. Without saying anything. So that's the point.
Yeah, Mr. Salaha.
Problem of road, but particularly the activism of youth of Timbuktu that are really struggling about the saying of the prime minister. So the prime minister didn't totally agree that those sayings are from him, but I really like the energy and the fighting of Timbuktu youth on social media to claim their rights. Yeah. I really like that.
To claim the right of Timbuktu. Mr. Doucoure, what's your last words?
Last word, maybe I'm going to thank you for inviting me. You always invite me. I didn't have enough time to come here.
Yeah, right.
But I really want to thank you for what you are doing. It's a great job. And also I'm gonna greet also the people who are watching us and my workers. And I said we have to understand that our country is for us. We have to fight. We have to do our best so that peace can come back. That's the
fight so that peace can come back, Mr. Salaha. Last words.
Okay, we cannot say more than thanks, but also I want to talk to youth, especially Malian youth, to struggle against themselves, to stop promoting fake news, especially youth, because we have the energy, we have the strength. So we need to stop promoting fake news and trust ourselves. We have energy, we have potentiality. Just let's work hard and change life.
Okay, so we're going to put an end to this program here. Our guests were Mr. Abdourahmane Doucoure. Mr. Doucoure is a journalist at La Sirène. Thanks for coming here, Mr. Doucoure.
Thank you, Mr. Sagara.
The second one is Mr. Mohamed Salaha. Mr. Salaha is a journalist, a Mandela Washington Fellow alumni. Mr. Salaha, thanks for coming. So, fans of Renouveau TV here takes an end this program, and we hope to be together next week at the same time on the same channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.
Weekly news.
Education, politics,
Economics, culture. Weekly news, a round-wrap of national news of the week on Renouveau TV every Saturday.
Weekly news, the news to English speakers.